Alrighty. Well, welcome. We are going to play some Pax Dei. This is the new MMORPG from Mainframe. Technically, it's been out for like a year, but it just launched into 1.0 yesterday, which was like the wider launch. Um, so we are going to check it out and see how it's been. I've been playing it now for about a few days, and um, it has been it's been all right. Um, I've had I've had some issues with like server stability and stuff like that, but it doesn't help that there's only a US server and I'm all the way on the West Coast. Um, but let's give this a whirl. We're gonna do a little base building, we're gonna do a little organization, and then I'm gonna go out and start hunting some NPCs and start gathering some of that loot. May even venture into the wildlands today. Not sure. We'll see though. Uh-oh. Well, this might not be happening. There we go. Alrighty. Well, this is the little makeshift base I've been building for the last few days. Obviously, I've got a lot of work to do. Got roofs to build. I'm going to expand it a little bit more. A couple places around me have some pretty impressive builds so far. My main focus thus far has been just getting into iron tools. Once I got the iron tools, the game kind of opens up a little bit because you're able to just farm a lot more materials as a result. And it makes gathering and crafting so much faster once you're able to, hack down larger trees and get whole stacks of wood, whole stacks of ore a lot more efficiently. So just got those tools last night thanks to a person on in my particular zone who has created his own little marketplace area and has been kind of been the main trader on the Inniscalia Arden server that I'm on right now. I haven't quite gotten into heavy armor yet. I was going to start building some last night, but then got tied up building weapons and armor for a few friends that are going to start joining me this weekend. This game is playable solo, but it's really not the way to play it. Anyone who tries is just going to kind of beat their head against a wall, I guess. This is the little trading area I was talking about. Jericho has a nice little thing going on here. I was actually going to try to emulate the posts he has here in mind with the chest up on high when I start building the kitchen. Hey, Red Cloud. We'll get there. I really do love the visual aesthetic in this. I loved it in the early access when I did the first review in progress. I have loved it ever since they first announced Pax Dei back in 2021, 2022, when we first started talking to the mainframe team about this. It's it's definitely pretty. They're definitely using Unreal Engine 5 like to the max here, and I love it. So many MMOs I think have a more stylized look, which makes sense. You know, when you're talking about massive amounts of players all interacting, you know, in a shared space, um, you do have to sacrifice some of that visual quality for performance. Unreal Engine 5 kind of makes the visuals a lot easier to achieve without sacrificing that performance. That being said, it's not without its issues. You can see the world scene right here. That kind of pops up a lot, pretty much everywhere I go. Um, the other thing is I don't like the fact, and I'll actually kind of dive into this and show you. Um, in the graphics section, there isn't any way to like individually adjust lighting or foliage or texture quality or anything like that, which to me makes absolutely no sense. This is Unreal Engine 5. It should be incredibly granular, and for some reason it's not. And I really hope they can like kind of untap that a little bit, especially for those. I'm going to assume they're using some sort of global illumination with Lumen here, for people who are running on lower end hardware. Like my nephew playing on his 3070 last night, he was really struggling to get anything above 40 to 50 FPS on low using DLSS performance. I'm lucky; I've got a 5090, so I'm kind of using this with I'm playing it at 1440p right now for the stream. Got frame generation turned off for the stream, but like, you know, I'm able to run this with all the bells and whistles at a pretty high frame rate, usually using DLAA for a much cleaner image. But it is frustrating not being able to have that granular control over my game. And again, it makes no sense because this is a UE5 game. That being said, I think they're using Lumen to kind of give it the lighting here. I really would prefer a hardware ray traced solution. Maybe that's what's actually going on. I don't know. There's nothing in the graphic settings that tells me. These guys built this up overnight. Very cool. Yeah, everybody else is putting roofs and stuff on their houses, and I'm just sitting over here with a hut without a roof. Jackal over there is building up a small complex. There's a couple houses across the stream there. I'm not quite sure what I want to do with this yet. I've got 3 plots chosen. My nephew dropped his plot here. Like I said, we're going to have a few people joining me over the weekend. Going to kind of see what they're doing. So I've kind of put a hold on expanding and building because I may tear some of this down. It's just going to depend on what we decide to do. I really regret placing some of the chests and stuff just here on the ground as opposed to planning things out. I am notoriously bad at building in games and building planning. Because now if I need to move them, you can't just pick it up and move. You have to like literally just destroy it and then rebuild it. Which sucks because unlike Valheim, this doesn't refund your materials when you destroy something. This is a hardcore crafting MMO. So once you've destroyed it, it's gone. So yeah, I'm in the process right now of actually trying to place down another chest so I can start throwing crap in my inventory in there. Simply because I need to make room for... Oh, cool. I actually didn't know they had signs. Look at that. That's actually really neat. Yeah, I'm in the process of trying to put down a chest, and I was toying around with, like I said, in Jericho's build, back by the Petra Mea, the spawn point on the server. He's got those pillars with shelves with chests on them. I've been toying around with that, or at least throwing some shelves up here. And my guess is he's making those out of beams, which is actually pretty cool. It's just a matter of putting them in a place where I can then access said chest. I did think about throwing just a floor up here as well. You can change the snap point and everything. Yeah, let's actually try that. I also really wish it would stop telling me about that extended plot, considering it's all of my crap that's extended on it. Yeah, okay. That's not wide enough for the chest. So, boom. Also, these menus could be better laid out. Now, if the chest wouldn't fit on the other one, it's not going to fit there. Let's actually just try building this out of a beam then. Nope. I don't actually like that. Well, I don't have enough wood to build a floor now. That's cool. All right. Those bone fragments would actually be better over here because this is where the tailoring thing is going to be, but that's full. I also need to organize these chests. I don't need all these pointy sticks. These can just get dropped and then go away forever. Let's drop bone fragments in here because that'll be good for making sewing needles. I'll put the garlic near the cooking area. Oh, that's right. I was also building a tailoring table right before I started doing this. So I need planks and linen string. So I need flax to make the linen string, which I have flax. I think I also have linen string somewhere. Jeez, there's a lot of pointy sticks just hanging out now. Yeah, linen string right there. And then I need planks, which I can make out of sapwood. It's one of my biggest complaints from the early access review I did about a year ago was just how convoluted the crafting is. And I still think it is in many respects pretty convoluted, but I need beams as well. Gosh dang it. But it is a whole lot better than it was when I first played this. And I deliberately chose to not really play it after that initial early access review, so that when I came back to it, I was coming back to it with just completely fresh eyes, having not been influenced by any of the updates over the years. And I've got to say, like, the crafting is still pretty complex, which it needs to be in a game that is trying to, you know, make its bones on being a hardcore crafting survival, you know, player run world economy MMO in the vein of like an EVE Online, which helps, you know, that the fact that they have people who founded the studio who used to work on EVE Online. In fact, one of them, was one of the original developers and I think co-founders of CCP, who has now co-founded this studio. Excuse me, I don't know where that came from. So the whole idea of making a medieval simulator that is very much in the vein of an EVE Online is perfectly within the developers, you know, DNA. That being said, the crafting was so convoluted and it took so many materials to make just one thing, like, I don't know, a sword or an axe, that it made literally no sense. you know, when you in the real world can take a single ingot and stretch it out into an entire sword, it made no sense that it took 25 ingots to do the same thing in this game. I haven't quite got to the point where I'm able to like test and see if that part has been streamlined a bit more, purely because I am still in kind of bronze, which is um, it's a little bit easier to build with bronze, thankfully. Um, I'm just going to drop this chest here for now so I can drop some of these materials in it, and then we'll do some cleaning up tonight or tomorrow. My goal, my hope was to get all of my cooking stuff over here because I'm going to drop a cooking hearth. Oh, actually, I got the hearth right there. I'm going to drop a roasting spit right here and a charcuterie board right there so I can have it all in one spot. Yeah, it was pretty bad, Red Cloud. I actually think it's worse. So the iron tools I do know take like basically an entire stack of iron, which a stack of iron ingots is 30 ingots. It's kind of insane. I get the whole idea here is it makes the resources more valuable. It makes the time you spend more valuable as well. And a lot of these like crafting places, you can kind of set it and go. You don't have to sit there and like physically, physically, you know, smack the iron to turn it into the thing. You can, like in these furnaces, you can effectively just throw some iron ore in there. You can throw some charcoal in there, and just it'll make the ingots for you while you go do something else. Same thing with like the tanning rack. You can chuck some animal hide on there, and it'll make rawhide for you, so you don't have to stand there at the leatherworking bench and do it all. But it still takes quite a lot to get to that point. Grab all the food stuff out of here. I'm also in the process of trying to build a jewel crafting bench so I can start using things like this topaz and silver ore and stuff like that. I need to drop that planter somewhere as well. Drop the sage in there too, the garlic. I'm gonna grab some meat chunks and make some meat for the travels here. Actually, I'm gonna grab that animal hide too and start getting it crafted into some leather. Nope. Apparently I can't do the large hide on that yet. Okay. Give me all your gold or we'll rough you up. No, I'm okay. I don't think gold is actually not even in your inventory. Once you pick it up, it's just just a currency you have, as you can see up here, which I actually think is kind of nice. Okay, let's drop the carcasses in there, the intestine, the suet, the tallow. Oh, it's lard. I thought I had tallow as well. Somewhere I probably do. How does one gain access? You buy it on Steam. Chaz, it's out, so you just buy the game. I think it's actually pretty cheap. I mean, cheap comparatively. It's got a 20% discount right now, so it is $24. And then if you want to like fully utilize everything the game gives you, there's an optional sub. Excuse me. You don't need the sub to play. If you have friends that are subbed and have their own plots, you can just kind of work with them. The sub gives you access to the premium status, which gives you some more gives you an XP boost. It also gives you a plot token, which is what you use to effectively. Hey, cool! I can make a chandelier. Is what you use to claim a plot every month. My hope is eventually. So it was in development. It just released into 1.0. It's an MMO, so it's always in development. But yeah, now they released the 1.0 update yesterday. It's quote unquote fully released, and anyone can kind of jump in and buy it at this point. Before it was just kind of early access, founder access. You had to have until like the 6th of this month. You could buy the founder access, but yeah, now it's officially out. Yeah, I need to get that jewel crafting station built up because I've got plenty of things. And the alchemy station built as well. I also need to start making some glass, so I don't have any charcoal. I'm gonna get some wood to make some charcoal. Apologize if it's kind of boring right now. I literally need to clean out this inventory so I can start doing things. I've got a little bit of charcoal, but not enough to do anything with it. Just drop the meat hunks in there. Got my grilled meat chunks. The garnet can go in one of these chests up here. They can go in that one because it's already got one in there. Guess I'll grab this, clear up some space here. Grab that onion as well, grab those mushrooms. Grab the raspberries and the blueberries. Grab that. Stick it in the other chest. My inventory's full, of course it is. I should have built the larger chest for all this food stuff, but it is what it is. Drop some clay, drop the resin. Drop the planks. This chest is going to eventually become my tailoring chest, so nope, not. It's got way too much stuff in it. There's my tallow. This chest is already almost full. That's great. This is the age-old MMO problem, sorting your inventory. Alchemy table is going to go here, so we'll drop the beeswax in here because I think we use that for the polished divine staff. All right. Let's go. I'll just drop the planter in there for now. Let's go hunting. One of the weird quirks is when you equip an item, your item skills go on cooldown for 20 seconds before you're able to use them. I find that dumb. So it kind of requires you to run around with your weapon out if you intend to like get into some trouble. The other thing is there doesn't seem to be like a resheath or a resheath or unequip button hotkey. So it's a little weird. Like there's these really small oversights that aren't in the game yet that really make me wonder, you know, what's going on, why they aren't in here. Another one is for a game that is so, you know, so trying so hard to have like a global player economy, there is no player to player trading. You have to like go to a market stall at somebody's plot in order to trade with them, or just drop things on the ground, which is the best way to trade in an MMO, if you're, in my opinion. It is such a weird omission. It makes me think that it's one of those things where the developers were just so heads down on getting what they could out that these little tiny things just didn't pass muster, you know. This is my first time using a two-handed greatsword, so we'll see how this goes. That dude, I'm getting awfully close to him. Apparently I can get lard from dudes. That's gross. Unless he was just walking around with a pocket full of lard. Meadow Street Extract. What is that? Guess it's something I can use to make potions. Yeah. My thoughts exactly. Ew. To put it mildly. Other thing too is like your 1, 2, and 3 button is used for skills, and by default I want. Yeah, you can go full cannibal. By default, I want those to be my weapons. It's weird. I really like this two-handed spear that I made yesterday. The hand spear is actually pretty cool too. Oh crap. Got them both. Didn't mean to get them both. One thing I don't like, archery isn't good. Oh, cool. He's healing him. Gotta kill you. Gotta kill this guy. Okay. The healer's down, but I think I might die. Yeah, I'm probably gonna die. Nice thing is, here in the home valley, it doesn't look like you lose anything when you die. So let's go avenge ourselves. I also may need to start thinking about better armor. I can attempt to make heavier armor, I guess like plate armor and stuff. I just like the look of the leather armor, but like it doesn't help me survive if I'm being ganked by like 3 different dudes. I also need to figure out a good way to... Oh, cool. I also need to figure out a way to restore spirit, and I think that's where potions and trinkets and stuff are going to come into play. Oh, I guess I did drop something. I dropped my meat chunks. I thought I had one more. Yo, how's the game? Jack the Mac asks. So far I'm liking it. It's grindy. It is a grindy game. And I've been doing most of this solo so far. So once I have a few friends hop in this weekend, it should make things a little bit easier, a little bit faster as well. Especially since they won't be starting from scratch. They'll have, a little bit better gear and tools to start with versus me going, straight from naked to, well, wearing leather clothing now. We'll see. We'll see. I'm still very early days. My biggest concern is what endgame is going to look like right now, especially since in the Lioness PvP region, you can't claim territory yet. That's something that's coming. Which, for a full loot PvP game like this, when you get out there, there's no real conflict driver right now. There's nothing really trying to force your hand to get out of your home valley other than just resources. Oh crap. Didn't know that dude was there. Also, I don't think the shield is doing a whole lot. Whew. Let's, there are no horses that I've found, at least. It's weird because when you log in, you get like this horse running on the road, like sound effect. But as far as I know, there are no mounts, which is something they're going to have to address because the distances are insane. Like, this is the region I'm in right now. To get to the PvP area, I have to go all the way up here, and it takes forever. New World had this problem early on, and it just seems like something that can be just mitigated from the get-go if they just have mounts. I don't understand the reason why MMOs launch without mounts. Okay, yeah, there was nothing that dropped. I don't know what happened. There is fast travel. So technically I can fast travel up to this point and enter the zone, and then your Petra Maze, a holy site in each region, is a fast travel. Eventually players will be able to build like churches and stuff that have altars that act as fast travel spots. But I think at some point that'll also start costing grace, which is a resource you earn by playing and by performing miracles and stuff like that. You use it as well to perform miracles, so I might have that wrong. There's a lot to still learn about this game, especially after all the updates they've done throughout the last year while it's been in early access. But to get to these other regions' fast travel spots, you have to physically go to them. So if I want to go and start settling Vitri, I have to physically go there first before I can start using that fast travel spot. All right, I think I'm going to invest in some better armor. There are things like this speed boost spell I just triggered, but it only gives that boost for like 7 seconds. My hope is like more advanced, better made armor with better like blessings on it, give you faster run speed, stuff like that. Food and gear augment your health and your stamina pools. So if you played Valheim, it's very similar to that, um, where certain foods give you a boost to stamina versus health and vice versa. So it's a matter of trying to figure out the right balance to use. Right now, I'm just using basic stuff because I really haven't been focusing a whole lot on food. Getting a lot of lard from these guys in Tala. They must just be carrying it around with them. I really hope it's not them. Yeah, if you hop on, you know, I'm on Iniscalia on the Selene US East server. I'm in the Ardennes, so hopefully we'll see you. All right. I also meant to get a crap ton of wood so I could start getting some charcoal. Instead, I got distracted by the fact that these dudes were dropping tallow and lard. Yeah, these extracts have got to be used for in the EU. Well, I know that the EU servers are popping too, so. Let's just drop this in here for now. And then go hack at some trees. The thing we do in every survival game is hack at trees. I think I can chop this tree down now, though. Nope. Still not hard enough. We're getting there, though. I'm just happy I can chop down these larger trees. I don't know if it's like Valheim where you take damage if the tree falls on you, but I really don't want to test that out. Oh my gosh, that is so much nicer than just chopping down these tiny little trees for a little bit of wood. I also had the tree chopping blessing on right now. I'd be getting extra resources with each of these, but I kind of want to save that for when my buddies are on. We can all kind of revel in the extra resources together. Oh, somebody else is around here. Done. It has been kind of nice watching this area populate with people as well. When I first hopped on, there were like 3 of us on this server during the Head Start access. And now the roads are starting to fill up and we're starting to kind of establish, you know, the small little community on this server. I know there are some servers that have much larger guilds and like streamers and stuff on them that are just popping off right now too. Last I checked, I actually should check this now. There are over, yeah, there's about 5,000 people playing on Steam right now, and Steam's the only way to play now. Actually, that's not true. Xbox Game Pass on PC. That's another way. So this is just the Steam players. We don't know how many people hopped in with Game Pass when it launched yesterday. I actually hopped in using the Xbox ROG Ally X, and boy, does this game not like controllers. This is a keyboard and mouse game all the way. I really hope they figure out controller, because you know, one of like the early interviews I did with this team, we talked about how this was meant to be a cloud native MMO. So it was built with cloud gaming in mind from like the get-go. And a lot of people play cloud games on their phone, and phones notoriously don't have keyboards and mice. So figuring out a way to do that, to play this game on my phone without a controller would be kind of nightmarish, I think. So they've got to figure that out. There is some like basic controller support, but it's not navigating menus and stuff. There's no UI shift. It still very much feels like it's designed to be navigated by a keyboard and mouse. Okay, so it doesn't hurt you, but it does move you out of the way. Man, the lighting is really noisy. It probably doesn't help that I'm having to play on DLSS performance just to get 60 FPS while I'm streaming, because streams don't like multi-frame gen. And I don't feel like figuring out how to set up OBS to use multi-frame gen, but I really wish it's the noisy lighting and shadows that make me think they're using Lumen instead of hardware-based ray tracing. And I really wish it would let me use like actual hardware-based. NVIDIA's denoiser is so much better than everybody else's. AMD is catching up, but NVIDIA's is just a generation ahead. I really wish I could get these larger trees still, though. I guess that's wrought iron is what I'll need for that. But it is nice chopping down a full tree and getting, you know, effectively a stack of wood, even if it is taking a little bit. It takes about the same amount of time, now that I think about it. I also wish I could adjust the UI, move some of the elements around. It doesn't give you that option. Normally I'm playing this on a, you know, 49-inch super ultra wide 1440p monitor. So I'm having to physically turn my head to see some of the, UI elements, like those pop-ups of resources or the chat on this side. All right, let's get these kilns going. This should be one of the first things, if you hop in the game, this should be one of the first things you build are kilns and then get charcoal going. Because you may not need the charcoal right away, but once you start getting into things like bronze and iron ingots, it is going to be one of those things that you're going to need a constant supply of. All right. Alchemy table. What do I need to build that? Okay. Charcuterie table. What do I need to build that? Planks, cooking tools. And for the cooking tools, I need bronze sheets, I think. Yeah, bronze sheet, flint, longwood stock. Then I can get the charcuterie board up and running. The alchemy instruments, I need glass, which is why I needed the charcoal, so I can start making some glass. I've got the copper ingots, I can make the bronze bars. And then jewel crafting, I need glass. I'm not there yet, I can't make the iron knife blade yet. I don't think I can, at least. I think my Blacksmithing has to be higher. Oh no, I can make it now. Look at that. Okay. Let's grab the flint. So I'm gonna need that. Let's go grab the bronze so I can make a bronze sheet. Yeah. See if I can make the iron knife blade too while I'm at it. I'll probably fail at that, but I have to make the iron bar first. Okay. Let's see if we can do this. It's going to be hard. I might fail. Oh, shoot. First try. That always feels good. The knife blade's going to fail, though. Watch. I like how it doesn't stop you. Yes, you failed. I like how it doesn't stop you from trying, but you waste a lot of resources if you fail continually. This is going to fail. Oh, shoot. All right. One more try. Why not? I can get this knife blade. Sweet. All right. I think I am on my way to making glass now. On my way to making the jewel crafting thing now. Wasn't expecting that to happen. All right, and I need planks, I think, to make the cooking tools. Longwood stock. Got tons of that over here in the chest. I thought I had more. Fairly certain I had more. I might have just dumped them somewhere, because that's what I do. Yep, I just dumped them somewhere. Alright, craft that. And then I'll need rough glass, which I think I'm going to need... I don't know how much charcoal I need to start making glass. I've got plenty of sand. Oh my goodness, I have a lot of sand. Okay, not much charcoal actually. I can start making some now. Oh. Yeah. Plank and wooden beam. Put those over here. Okay, that's done. Let's go grab the charcoal and get some glass going. Fairly certain I had some charcoal in one of these that was already done. Yeah, I did. Sweet, I have enough to do a lot of glass. $40 minutes. Well, it's going to be a while before I have that alchemy and jewel crafting table up, huh? Alrighty. $38 gold. I'm getting up there. Just drop these. Throw the knife in there right now while I'm at it. That way I don't lose track of it. Just drop the iron and get back in here. I might need to start going to get more iron, impure iron ore. I really need to make more copper ingots so I can start making some armor. I guess it doesn't cost that much to make the armor itself. I think I could also make this. Just need some more flax to spin. I do wish I could move those notifications because it is kind of covering up some stuff. Like it's literally covering up the UI I need to see what I'm trying to pick. Okay, I gained a level. Good for me. Okay, I think I can take some of that linen string. How much will I need for the finery? Need sewing needles and coarse linen cloth. Huh. Don't know where I get wool yet. Wool at yet. All right. Where did I put all those bones at? Here's some of them. Start making the sewing needles out of those. We're back, I hope. Not sure why the stream disconnected there. Not sure why the stream disconnected. Alright, I don't need that many sewing needles, Jesse. Let's do... Yeah, let's do this. I need 4 total to make the finery. I don't know if the finery goes over my clothes, over my armor, but we'll see. Oh, I forgot you can make clan tabards. Woot. Alright, let's see. Doesn't actually, so it looks like it'll just take the place of my jerkin. Well, that sucks. Oh well. Yeah, just takes the place of my jerkin. Looks cool though. Alrighty. I think we're gonna call it there. Got some basic stuff done. Going to kind of just keep doing some crafting until my buddies get on. Then maybe we'll go do some resource runs up in the hills here where all of these enemies and stuff are, these dungeons and caves. I don't want to go by myself purely because I got killed by just one dude earlier. So I'm going to make some armor and get ready for that. Maybe we'll stream that. Maybe we'll just record it and throw it into the review in progress, which should go live tomorrow on the site. I'm in the middle of writing it right now, and part of the reason why I wanted to do this stream was simply so I could embed it in there, but also kind of give myself something I can look back on with, to kind of collect my thoughts a little bit easier. So thanks for hanging out. Really do appreciate it. And yeah, thanks again.